Hello. There we are. New headphones, so hopefully don't blow out my eardrums while I'm playing this game. Ah, it's so loud. Hello. Level looks fine. That. There we go. Hi, hello. I'm here. I'm back. It's time for more Phoenix Wright. What the hell happened? We went to court. It probably isn't Maggie. His testimony was useless. Shit, man, I don't know. I forget what happened, but I think Maggie is doing okay. Right, we proved that, there's probably more people there than we thought. How do you think the trial went this morning? Do you think it went? Got a bit crazy in there. Oh, I just wonder if it killed our chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Can I actually... What if I do this? Mike. Hello, hello? Hello. I can hear myself. Does it show up on... No, it doesn't look like. Ooh, that's pretty good. Okay, just double check that. What if I do this? Mike. Yeah, my audio is so fucky right now. Hold on. Turn that down for a second. And I would need to talk for a bit to double check that my monitor audio isn't also being picked up. It is being picked up. My audio is so fucking... What about this? Monitor and output. For a second. And I would need to talk for a bit to double check that... Refresh this. Hopefully it doesn't pick up... shit. It looks like I'm getting both. What about this? Monitor and output. Refresh this. Hopefully it doesn't pick up. Shit. It looks like I'm getting both. let's test this. So, this is audio. Ah, fuck it. Just turn off monitor our audio. There we go. We'll leave it at that. I need to fuck around with some settings some more. I'm not used to having monitor audio, and I don't know if it picks up on desktop audio. Anyway, back here. Too. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictions. Contradictionitis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah, we've got to find one for Maggie, or she's going to have a terminal case of guilty. What's this metaphor? Detention center. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her too. Maggie! Leave it down, Maya. This isn't the playground, you know? Alright, criminal affairs then. Police station, criminal affairs. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Which mic is this picking up? I always wanted to pick up this mic. Okay, hello? There we go. Fucking new headphones. It's always a pain in the ass to switch over. Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Never mind that. What's going on? Feels different in here somehow. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call in the officers for briefing, quick. Did you shut down the station server? Chief, quit playing on the internet. But my email pen pal. What does this say? Leet? As... Princess? He doesn't, princess? Save it for later. I'm turning it off now. No, lead us in, princess. Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy? More like panicking, if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. What's going on? The police chief of detectives here. Looks lost now that his power to his computer has been cut. Oh well, guess I just have to write her a real letter instead of an email. Alternatively, you could write up some reports. Just a suggestion. Hey, ladies and princess, how are you? Okay. How was the show last night? Wow, what an awesome job. Maybe I should send in my resume and become chief. Maya, you get accused of murder far too regularly for that to happen. Must be one of the detectives, mumbling something to himself. Pickpockets could have their pockets picked. That's a keeper. I'm gonna go with... Oh, it's fucking... I'm gonna go with something that doesn't sound too much like a slogan. Must be coming up with slogans for a crime prevention campaign. I'm not sure he even knows what kind of crime he's trying to prevent. What the hell is happening? Are they getting hacked or something? Try bien. Empty as usual. Yeah, it's lunchtime too. That's it. Come on. Hey, that sounds like... Oh, it's Gumshoe. Oh, just call him 8, pal. Come on, I know you can. He's getting really worked up about something. No, that's the wrong number. Ah, looks like 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff. What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe? Huh? Oh, it's you. I I was just, I was just listening to the radio, pal. The radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is. He's having the twin tea set. What can I say? So, did you like the twin tea set? Never paid that much for money for lunch before. I was so nervous, my hands were shaking. So, how did it taste? Well, 20 bucks, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Really. It was delicate. Delicate? You mean you liked it? Did it taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking. Oh, looks like he's thinking. That's it. I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized, it's bad, that's it. It tasted bad. It's kinda hard to admit it to yourself when you pay 20 bucks for it, you know? Maybe you should have found out the price after he had finished eating. Hey Nick, maybe that's why Glen Elk came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. By fierce, you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glen Elk, that reminds me. I still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal? You really drove her into a corner, you know? You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do that today? Sorry. There just weren't any holes in it, for once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? You prefer crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, the case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find. So, did Maggie say anything to you? About me, I mean. Well, how did she put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that. Whoa. Whoa. Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean... Why? Why is this happening? He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh man, poor Gumshoe. Gumshoe's hopes and dreams dashed in front of him. So what are you all excited about earlier? Huh? That's right. That's right, you said you were listening to the radio or something. Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited. Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell a little of me. What were you listening to? Nothing, really. It's just the, daily exercise show. What the? A psyche lock on Gumshoe? This lunch special lobster sure is great. And why are there tears in your eyes? What the fuck? What do you think about this? Never did find the contents of that bag. It was medicine for Mr. Elg's ruptured eardrum, right? Yeah, we found traces of it in his left ear canal. Must have used it while he was at Tribulations. We're sure of that much. Look at this. Sorry, pal. You just... What the fuck? Apron worn by Maggie. That's the apron Maggie was wearing. Yeah, it still smells like her too. That's creepy, Gumshoe. Does this mean Maggie smells like ketchup? What? One-way ticket to happiness, huh? Glen Elk died because of this ticket. Yeah, but it's still a one-way ticket to happiness, pal. And Maggie was found guilty of murder because of it too. Looks like anything's about Maggie is an instant conversation stopper. Yeah, he's got a real soft spot for her, and it obviously hurts when you hit it. Okay, just say you don't have anything to help. Crime photo. Nothing. Nope. What do you think about Jean? You know what that chef said to me? Well, la, your body's full of toxins. Then he gave me this bottle. What's in it? I don't know. The label says juniper. I'll tell you what. This stuff works like a charm. I slept like a rock last night. Oh, really? That's nice. Victor. No, in all my years, never seen a witness who was that confused before. Hey, you look pretty confused by his testimony. Nothing against old guys, I like them and all. But it sounded like he was pretty sure about what he saw. Yeah, that's the impression I got too. Me three. But then, why doesn't even a single part of his testimony corroborate any of those facts? What do you think about this? I know it look a little rougher on the edges. Truth is, I'm a lot more detective-like than I used to be. Really? Like what part? Like the color of my coat. Ah, you're right. Yeah, but what about what's inside the coat? Did he change coats? I didn't even notice. This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at a place where he works. What happens when he crashes through? What happens when he crashes though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? It wasn't literally a computer, Maya. Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim. Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, would you have any information that's a bit more fun? Fun? Oh, I know. So have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well. His workplace? Where's that? Computer firm called Blue Screens Inc. Something like that. Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. It'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff. I wonder about that. It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look. Computer firm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Alright. Yeah, Gumshoe, what do you think about Maya? Looking upbeat as usual. You're looking tired as usual, Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, that's life, huh? One guy's got it all, and one guy's got squat. Is it just me, or did the room get dark all of a sudden? No, Detective. This is the year of the, gum. It is? Yeah, think. Gum, huh? This is gonna be a great year for this old Gumshoe then, right? Look at that, he perked up in no time. Maya, don't mess with him like that. Oh, that's funny. Blue screening. Vitamin Square, too. Oh, it's a dickhead! I don't see any sign of Mr. Goodell, did you? Maybe we went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I'm hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least, not now. Besides, any more seeds today, I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Hey, check this out. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock. My phony must be looking someplace nearby. Just imagine a tiger loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry. Someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? Pigeons. Hey look, pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? That's a dove, not a pigeon. Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're grey? Is that it? You're overthinking this. This one just a smidge, Maya. So if we need him, he's probably going to be at Vitamin Park here. Go to blue screen. What the fuck is this place? Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air. There's a computer firm, Maya. Can't work without electricity, you know? Who are you? Oh, you're cute! I love you! I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? Like a robot from some kind of whack educational show. Did you really just say that, Phoenix? My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director. Director? He's human? More like a ghost in a shell. A thing over her eye. Not the same device as Glen Elks. Similar. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. An HMD. All my programs here at Blue Screen Inc. are supplied with HMDs. And do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. Tell me about Blue Screen. So what exactly is this firm's business? Try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze data management systems required by certain branches of industry, then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. Huh? You lost me on the corner of the analyze and management. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much, right? Software you produce is distributed on CDs. CDs? Yes, compact disc. Digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It is a small firm. My employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they're doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? I'm researching the impact of time slices on logical access shared with global variances. Obviously, program structures heavily influence response time, performance, code independence, global variables, memory overheads is vitally important to successful execution. Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that? Yeah. Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. What happened, right, Miss Basil? You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything about it that might be helpful? I don't think so. This officer was here earlier, too. I couldn't tell him anything either, because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screen Inc. Oh. Oh, Mr. Ellick's desk. Have you cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you're welcome to take it. I guess there might be a clue in here somewhere. Thank you. Do we have any evidence about Eugene or about Glenn? You know anything about this? Do you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that is super admin restricted desktop access password. Sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. What? This is madness. No, Maya. No, Maya, this is Sparta. You won't tell us unless we say the right code word. Code word, Sesame. If it's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. No point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Glen Elk. What do you say? Alright, well, let's poke around then. Who are you? He's really pounding at the keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I could become some old CD apprentice. Maybe I could become old CD's apprentice. What about your spirit medium training? Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Yo, whiz kids can work under any conditions, you know? Just trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry then. Hey, this calendar. What about it? This is another hint about tidying. You can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger. Glenn's calendar add to the court record. What? Oh, this. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? Betting on which horse will win a given race. They're horse racing tickets. Oh wow, these drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets though. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenn Elk's desk. There's over 500 of them. This many tickets would get you what? A buck down at the recycling center. I didn't know you were so hard up that you'd try to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. So Glenn has some gambling debts then. Hey look, Nick. It's a supercomputer. Looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya. Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Are you sure? At this point, I'm kind of doubting it. What's that? These pillars look almost like they're moving. Kind of unsettling. Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for. The office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. Futuristic? Yes. Try to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. Helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Wow, right to her face too. Do you have blue screens? Piece of basil. Absolutely not a robot. What can you tell us about Glenn? About Mr. Elk. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. He did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality. Oh? Like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps it would be the best way to describe it. What got him into trouble? What's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. He was really no trouble at all. Model employee. Hey, wait a minute. Just now you said something about him being in trouble. Gotta find out what this trouble was exactly. Yeah. Bad joke. Password's not sesame. What can you tell us about this? Nope. We need a password. I don't know what the password is. Move. Very bien. Gumshoe. What can you tell us about Lisa? The lady is the boss of Blue Screen Inc, pal. Yeah, I figure she's clean. She's got nothing to hide. Seemed kind of like a doll to me. In a good way and a bad way. Kinda makes you think she might be hiding something. So thank you for nothing, Gumshoe. What do you think about this? Can't discuss. Oh, for the love of God. Move. Oh, kitchen. I forgot there was a kitchen we could access. June 7th, right behind. Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. Oh, who are you? I'll be back next month. Wait, that's 1 month. I'll be waiting for you. Haven't gotten up by then. I'm afraid I might get a little hot around here. No! I will have everything ready, I promise. Oh, is she a loan shark? Love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. Oh no.
No, no, no! Stop it, I beg you! Don't let me down. I'll be watching you. Mais no! This is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle. Talk to anyone. I'll drive a knife right through your heart. Oh no! You don't have to worry. You know, you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you. Relax. It'll oil up some sandalwood. You love raw meat. Time to time. Oh! I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye, for now. Ah! I have la cheveux! Must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become a nervous wreck. There. Oh, oui, oui. That feels good. Ah! Oh la la! Excuse-moi, monsieur. My eyes, my eyes! Your eyes. You have trouble with the eyes. You need this. The oil of sandalwood. Isn't this just the leftovers of what you were just using? Who the hell was that? So who's that woman you were just talking to? Oh la la, you saw that? Well, yeah, sorry. So, who was she? She looks so polite and graceful. Polite? Graceful? And she likes raw meat and fires, right? Why is it flashing back? I just saw this. Literally just saw this. What do I think about it? Hey Maya, it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, let's see. Let's show him a piece of evidence and see what happens. You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? No, you are right, monsieur. But perhaps that is the perfect time for you to come to visit me, no? That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme. Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick. But you are right. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is tray. I just want people to think that my restaurant was exclusive. But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays. Nick, that's kind of a thing. It makes a girl cry. Forgot Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya. But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to la finale. No one will take it from me. Probably don't know anything about Lisa. But this. Félicitations, mais qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah, je no comprehend. Nick, don't just make something up. So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with broken wings. An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it. Oui, they kept harassing me months after months. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them. Help them? With what? Maybe sir. If I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. Please, what did you agree to help them with? No, I cannot say. If I tell you, that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with la salad garnish. Ew. It doesn't mean like you'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. But I guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Ah! Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. The woman who was here earlier. I take it that she's, Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in the debt. It is a sign of the bad world we live in, huh? No, I'd say it's more of a sign of the bad culinary skills. It's a woman who is here. It's a scary woman. She is from the loan office. Loan office? that where you borrowed $500,000 from? Oui, Tenderlender it is called. Catchy name. This haircut makes me want to borrow some money. Please, you must not borrow from them. You must, no more than $10. $10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. The Tenderlender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. I am a weak woman when I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I am like his slave. I have to do everything that he tells me. Who is this he? The tiger. Tiger? Oui, he is the manager of the Tenderlender. Terrifying man. The big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling, and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of that battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry. Big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance? Oh no, no, no! This man has a presence, most formidable personality. Although, oui, he does have the spiky hair just like you. Oui, there's a resemblance here, I suppose. Looks like this loan office is worth checking out after all. We want to visit the Tenderlender. It is just beyond Vitamin Square. Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some. As long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Alrighty. Très bien. Come shoe. Can we summon this guy? No. Tenderlender. Win through compromise. Remember that huge shogi piece. The hell is that? Hey! Hold on, that suit looks familiar, doesn't it? Motion ashtray. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Ugh. Talk about a creepy voice. Makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. Yeah, it's her. You're here. Discuss a loan? No, not exactly. Manager's away at the moment. Wait quietly, please. He's gone, just like that. I guess we'll have to come back another time. This is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay? I think it'll be okay. Of course. Then we'll ever... Coffee? Ah! I'll leave it here for you to enjoy. Quietly. Yes, thank you. Do not touch the desk, please. Nick! Let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here? Punching bag. What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way! You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean, walking around? The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. Why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bag exists? Arian? I knew it. I was right before. Back at Tribulations. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. Oh no. Someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. It's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning it up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. I actually managed to knock over one of those. It's supposed to be super heavy. Oh, hey! There's a book of matches here, too. Matches, huh? Places don't give those out much nowadays. Oh, wait a second. What is it? Look what's printed on the cover. It's Tribulations. Unlying the tender lender. Matches could come in handy. Might be able to use them. Yeah. The pilot lights for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. Win through compromise. Wonder what that's supposed to mean. Must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That... Ah! That's Tender Lender's guiding principle. Oh? Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick? Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Ugh. Look at this Parisian-style coat. It's so chic. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. Guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this. The suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. Same color as my suit. Ah! Your voice down, Maya. Nick, you better take a look at this. Some cake. Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly, otherwise... Sure! Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure. Have my eye on you. Only so I can take care of you. Understand? I can't. Who the fuck? I'm scared, Nick. So? What are you gonna get so excited about for? Look, on the lapel of the suit. That's an attorney's badge. That's not an attorney's badge. Is the tiger a lawyer? No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Paper badge found at the... How did they... What? How did they admit it, this guy? He's got a paper attorney's badge. For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why is it? Doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Let's see. This round dog thing is called a Daruma, I think. I figure I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? I believe he also didn't know no matter what. He'll always write himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now this yellow thing. This is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything. More of a reversey person, you know. Maybe she knows what she's talking about. These aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Ugh. Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking up from under here. What is it? Repair bill? Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000. $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? That's insane! Car's registered to... Cadaverins? Cadaverinus? Huh. Not even the tiger's car? Someone else's repair bill be in the tiger's office. Car repair bill for $15,000. Paid by Tiger to the Caverindus. Cadaverini family. A CD player on top of the desk. That's so loud, I wonder if you can hear it. Lid's open. I wonder what kind of music Tiger's into. You finished the coffee? Ah! Yes, thanks. It was lovely. So, drank it all? Touch anything else that doesn't belong to you. There's always another cup. That coffee, it was laced with something, I'm almost sure of it. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh, wait. Maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. We're gonna take a look at the CD while we're still alive and have a chance. What the? What? Not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Oh, is it Tiger? It's the demo CD. And his name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bummer. What? Must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way, that one will make us drink more coffee if we do. Oh, like, whoa! Look who's here. I can't hold a note for this long. Ah! I'm from the desk, Maya. What are you two snooping around my office for? Nothing, we were just... Ah! My precious carpet got ashes on my rug. You're gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door. It wasn't us. It was already like... You just wanna argue with me? Is that what you're doing? You think you can take me on? I'm gonna flatten you to pancakes and turn you into my new rugs. Ah! Oh. Tiger, you're back. Ah, that voice. It's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. I'm sorry, Don Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and... Ah! You got a death wish or what? Oh, right. What the fuck? Forget about it, Violetta. It's nothing. What? I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear? That's so unfair. Here, some cookies. Just bake them. You'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan. Ah, Phoenix Wright. Yes? You was either crazy or you just played stupid to chase after me. Worked so hard, but now you just gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. Ha! I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You just should have left the little girl at home, right? I have a few things I want to ask. Whoa! Ah! No questions. This here's the last time we meet. Ah, wait! Please! That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shut it after him. Like you're one to talk? I didn't hear you scream, hold it. I didn't hear you scream, hold it either. The espresso. Ah! And cookies. Woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was the tiger called her? Violetta? So, kinda curious about your company, Tender Lender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business. Conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy. I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well. We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender. Hey Nick, I think things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why did you take out a loan? I'd like to take out a loan from this place like this? Not so much. Tender Lender is on your side. So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? I give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right. I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. So, how about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, the man was poisoned in the restaurant near here. That incident. Let me see. I was here that day with my manager. Manager being the tiger? Furio Tiger. Is it Tigre? Tigre.
Furio, Tigre.
Furio? Tigre? That's where the tiger thing comes from.
Zinniop's got a real name. Nick, hurry up and find out more about him.
Why the fuck am I questioning an assassin about this shit? What can you tell me? How about this? Coffee. No, thanks. I've had enough, really.
I'm gonna leave the office. I can't tell you about anything except Don Tiger.
Don Tigre. Furio Tigre. Ask you about the tiger. I mean, Mr. Tigre.
Cookie? Sure. How do you like my cookies? Bake them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours.
No, ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at it, no matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. Look at the tiger and this scary girl working together.
We lovers.
That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me.
The tiger saved you.
Please dress him properly as Don Tigre. Otherwise, I'll have to...
Okay, Don Tigre, got it, of course, sorry. Saved your life? I'd sure like to know what happened.
I'm very frail, you see. Just recently, I died. Once. You died? About 4 months ago. Doctors said to abandon all hope.
I guess they were expecting you to take a boat ride across the river Styx.
Don Tigre. He saved me. Gave up everything. Everything. I found out what he had done for me. I was happy. No offense. I find that a little hard to believe. I decided to pay him back my life. Serving him coffee. Espresso.
Just wonder about what's in her coffee. Oh, why you've got your bandage around your head?
This?
So what's the story with the bandage?
Put it on after the operation. Operation? A little injury. A little fatal injury. What the fuck? A fatal injury?
Maya just suffered one herself, by the sound of it. That's the injury you were talking about for when you said you had died once? Oh, this is... That's a lot. 4 Psyche Lux.
He really creeps me out, Nick.
Same here. We gotta find out the truth. What do you think about Scooter? What about this? Nothing. You know anything about this? Gonna lose some poison? No? Steal some prescription? Horse racing? I don't think I want to ask her about any of that. That sounds dangerous. Vitamin Square.
There he is. Old Cedy's back feeding the pigeons again.
Here, take this and this, and get out of my park. Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can.
What? Why? Hello, old man.
What are you doing, Maya? Huh? Ah!
Hey, he just turned his back on us.
I'm not surprised. I bet it really hurt his pride in court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Gudo.
Pigeon. Ah.
Look, we really need to talk to you, alright?
Out with the demons, in with the good fortune.
Ow, ow, ow! Seeds! Gel splinters. Painful.
I always knew you were a demon, Maya. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. Dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside. And he can't remember her face, a filthy, depraved old animal. Not at all. Listen to me, boy. I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put in. I saw that waitress put it in. Put some white powder into the young lad's cappuccino.
I hear you.
And another thing, young layabouts was wearing the ear pierce. The same size as lenses of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
Made a little mistake about the vase, so what? I know what I saw. I tell you.
Okay, take it easy, please, Mr. Kudo.
Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this.
You said you were a craftsman, right?
Ah, modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Really, it's not that.
I come from a long line of craftsmen. Right back to the time of the shoguns. You hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer. I was born one.
Actually, kind of in the same situation myself.
I wanted to stick my fingers up that driveling old judge's nose. And scream right down his ear hole. Objection!
Oh. Did you want to become a lawyer when you were younger?
I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all.
I got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out.
Let him start rambling now. Might never shut him up. What should I do? Ah, suck it up. Guess I better let him talk. Not much call for craftsmen these days, then.
Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands.
Errands?
Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman?
Well...
Buy some bread, now that I can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? When people say what they mean, get lost, that's what they're trying to say. Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I?
I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did you just say? At home and at that restaurant? Hold up. The restaurant? Are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there too?
Yes, I did. That very day that young brat was poisoned.
What? Well, the day of the incident, what were you asked to do?
Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over at the table. The server girl collapsed. I broke that vase. It all happened so fast I was in a bit of a daze, you see. And the owner shouted over to me. Excuse-moi. Call the police. Call them yourself, I shouted back. I should have shouted back, but I didn't have time to think.
Did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze.
You called them out of your cell phone?
Yeah, do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? One we're looking for a payphone, of course.
We're looking for one.
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes?
For 5 minutes after the incident happened.
Yes, sirree. The owner was the Tribune on his own.
Why didn't you mention this in court this morning?
Well, whatever if you had given me the chance. You all bullied me out of the courtroom.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You certainly earned your kudos for today.
Wait a minute.
What to say? Oh yes, remember something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
It's not my fault. You're the one to blame.
You at least told us before we got to court.
Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police?
Important is at the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that that man alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose.
What do you mean?
Maybe certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
Ah!
Oh sure, you go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. Suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, hmm?
You get more details about exactly what happened. From Maggie, and from Mr. Armstrong. Gumshoe. Feeling about Violetta. Feeling about this.
Nothing. Okay then. What do you think about this? And this. Come on, Gumshoe, work with me here. Kitchen. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again. This is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. A couple of minutes after the incident happened, Takuda left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Guess we will pop out and see it magazine. Nope. Where the fuck? Trabian? Blue screen. Just when I fucking need him. Where the fuck is he? Edmund Square. Kudo. Did you see this girl? Ah, excuse me? Okay. Have you seen this man? Anything about Jean? Nothing. Okay. What's this? Nothing. Okay. What do you think about Mr. Kudo? No, my ears. Never seen a witness who was that confused before. Oh yeah, I already seen this. Anything new here? Mr. Armstrong's poetry. Anything else new? It doesn't look like it. No missing knives or anything like that. Where the fuck is Armstrong? Guess let's see if Gumshoe's got a secret. Radio. Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What are you just listening to? No way, pal. Oh, you made a big thing out of it. I'm not gonna tell you. We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big, just like Glen Elk did. It's... like you can see right through me. Oh, that was easy. I've cracked him already? See, pal, this is why I said it was nothing. Really was nothing. What was the point of lying then, Gumshoe? Usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how did it go? I won 50 cents. Better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. So mad? I know the feeling. Want the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elk, see? Got the special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. Even do drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal.
But that's what Mr. Elk listened to the other day when he was killed.
Yeah, what time is it now? It's just after 1:30.
The lottery results always broadcast at the same time?
Yeah, look, I got this flyer when I brought the ticket.
Millionaire Radio Flyer. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every day. Every Monday at 1:30. My water. There it is. So that...
Millionaire Radio. That sounds cool.
So that lines up pretty well within the time frame of death.
I want to try it, Nick.
Buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money.
Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. Got a big meeting starting in a bit.
With Maggie's case, you mean?
Oh, it's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside.
Okay, we'll see you later then.
Bye.
See you later, Gumshoe. Oh, you're back. You better get going, detective, or you'll be late.
Actually, I, kinda got a favor to ask, and it's a big one.
Favor?
Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. Kinda hoping... Give this to her for me.
What is it?
It's a lunchbox. Got up early so I could make it. Really worried about her. Looked like she'd lost a lot of weight.
Like the gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? It's not a person on earth who could down this much meat.
Think? Love weenies, just can't get enough of the kind of juices. Will you give it to her? Took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal.
I'm not gonna say no, can I? Phil's tenderly handmade lunchbox. Fills his stomach with love and plenty of weenies.
Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry.
Don't forget, okay? Come on, you give it to that. You give that to Maggie.
Finally gone. Alright, detention center then. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Wright!
Hello, Maggie. Well, they finished questioning you.
Was it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm just staying up all night and blog about everything that happened. Aren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man.
Well, he was all over the place with his testimony.
He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident, anyway.
Is it possible she's the one misremembering things?
Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep. There are just so many things that don't seem to add up. Biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something in the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him.
But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder in the cup of coffee?
Do you really think it was this disappearing man that did it?
Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared.
The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right?
It was MC Bomber, Maya. There's the name scroll in the sports paper as well.
Never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir.
Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too.
Ouch, my head. Getting way too hard. It's getting way too complicated for me.
You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn Elg, collapsed, right?
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. Before I knew what was going on, they arrested me, sir.
Between the time the victim collapsed and the time that the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations.
No idea at all. Why?
Importance, right? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture.
He's out of the picture. What do you mean? Well, see, he wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police.
Exactly, and you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time.
No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you?
You consider the facts. Hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong wasn't involved in this case.
Like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright?
Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier.
I don't know. Things that old man says don't add up for some reason, sir.
It looks like she's trying to figure out something.
Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD.
Maggie, guess what we found? Found some matches. Used to be on the police force. I'm incarcerated now. I don't pick up much information here.
Did the phony me have this badge? Ah, is that your attorney's badge?
Actually, it's a fake.
Holy smokes, that's it! Huh? That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright.
You got duped by this!
It's a completely different color.
What about the fact that it's made of paper?
So the badge got a tan as well. Well, he was on Hawaiian business.
Beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Because she's a moron. God damn it, Maggie. MC Bomber. I'm showing you the CD that's... Ah, fuck's sakes. Here you go. Oh yeah, got something you're gonna love.
Really, what is it?
Lunchbox, just for you. Here.
Wow, lunchbox. Weenies too. I can't believe it. Thank you, sir.
Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright?
Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who also makes such a nice lunchbox for you. Detective Gumshoe. He's really worried about you. Looks like he put in a lot of effort to making this too. I can't accept it. Dungeons under rules. No gifts allowed, sir.
Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that.
Rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them.
Somehow, when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier.
And anyway, I hate weenies. Oh, really? Oh, here's Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. Oh, but...
He's right. It's better than letting it go to waste.
But... I guess so.
Gumshoe's lunchbox was eaten by Maya.
Well, how is it?
I hit the spot. I love weenies.
Oh, good. Glad I gave it to you then, sir.
Ah, it's so bummed out now. Oh, that's upsetting. Think about this. Okay. What do you know about Victor Kudo?
I feel much better after the trial this morning.
I've been a lot of courtroom proceedings addicted. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now.
Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as this old man. It's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better.
Maggie, something on your mind, you gotta tell us. Especially if that has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony.
Roger, I'll spill it all. I'll spill it all and see what you make of it.
Do you know anything about Lisa? Nope. Know anything about Violetta? Nope. Didn't see her at all. What do you know about Furio?
Holy smokes, that's him!
Huh?
That's your phony, Mr. Wright. Just look at that ridiculous suntan.
For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how...
He told me he'd been on a business trip to Hawaii. That's where he got the tan.
I'm not hearing this. Seriously, he just showed up in a suit with a cardboard attorney's badge. Are you serious? Maggie, what the fuck? Anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you?
Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with isn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, sure there was another customer at the restaurant. Yeah, we didn't know that. It was Victor Kudo. I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. If the customer was a woman. A woman. Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. She had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy. Cackly. I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently. For the love of God. Maggie, work with me here. Okay. So... Violetta was in the restaurant at the time. Then what happened to Maggie? Maggie, so there were two customers in the restaurant when Maggie brought Hello his coffee. After that, patrons switched from Violetta to Victor. And Victor saw Violetta bringing Len his coffee and put poison in it. So when exactly... So we need a timeline of events then, because there's events that Maggie remembers. There's events that Victor remembers. And I think both of those are true. Criminal affairs. And server just went up in smoke. I think isn't the press conference set up yet. Superintendent's here already. And there's a problem with the internet too. I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief. I'm watching videos online. Catching up on my Asian soap operas. You have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch. No, just when some young guy was about to confess to his son's hot-to-trot girlfriend.
Ah, this place really is buzzing.
It must be going down. Something really big. Huh? What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe.
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. Huh? Got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
The virus! The virus! The virus rippling through the precinct's computer system. I really need to ask you some questions.
What exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe?
I don't know. You're both useless.
What?
Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal? I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable. What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you?
Computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course.
Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright?
You can't call me that. Where did I get the feeling that they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. No expert, but at least I can explain the basics to the two of you. Virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage. Damage? It makes the machine go boom and explode? Oh, damage is, well, it's all internal.
The insides go boom, right?
Imagine all the case data you've stored on your PCs here in the station. Virus could wipe all that out. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious.
Infectious?
Most computers are connected together in a network, right? Virus can move from one machine to another over the network. The virus just keeps spreading faster and faster.
It's like a real virus, huh?
Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah. Takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal?
No, people don't infect their own machines. Send the virus to someone else's.
What? That's horrible.
Oh, I get it. It's like when you sneeze on Mr. Guteau so he catches a cold.
Right. He wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he's too sick. Really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong.
Who? What? Where? What? When? And why are we jumping to conclusions? Why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage.
All the different viruses have names, right? Kinda feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before.
Name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard it before too.
Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes.
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there.
We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information.
Oh, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender lender is considered to be an even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems they ran into trouble just recently. These guys have been pretty heavy-handed, pulling in all their debts.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady.
Alright, I get the picture.
Wait a minute.
What did you just say? That lady?
Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick?
I'm trying to find out what the story is with this lady.
That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. Want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal.
That's supposed to mean. It could be worse. Her name is Viola.
Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's the only granddaughter of Bruto Cadaverini.
Bruto Cadaverini.
You know who that is, Nick?
Never even heard of him.
Bruto Cadaverini is the boss of the Cadaverini family.
Cadaverinis. One scary sounding name.
You can't touch them. Way too powerful for the police. You're thinking of taking them on, aren't you?
No, I don't remember ever saying I was gonna do that. Gotta get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis?
Who are they? Scary bunch of people, that's who.
You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about?
Trust me, doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, these guys are scary. Got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. You can't touch them, got too much moolah. Moolah, as in, they pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market.
Black market, huh? That includes Tender Lender, I take it.
Sure, no one stands up to the Bruto Cadaverini. I mean no one.
Interesting.
Viola is the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then.
Yeah, everyone knows how much Bruto loves his little girl. It means everything to him.
So, how did she end up at the Tender Lender?
I don't know, pal. I heard she and the boss of Tender Lender are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it says in a file I read related to Maggie's case.
Sounds like a pretty important clue. You know about...
Oh, this guy. Tiger.
Is he famous?
Yeah, this guy's not a loan shark, you know? Nope. He's a big lone cat.
Hence the name?
Don't pay him back. You'd better say your prayers, because he'll eat you alive.
You're shaking, detective.
Like a leaf.
I'm just, you know,
I'm on edge at the moment. You know what I mean? I wouldn't go flashing that photo around if I were you, pal.
Why not?
That guy rules the criminal underworld. Could get yourselves in serious trouble. I'm talking say your prayers trouble.
Shaking, detective.
Like a leaf. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Why is the police precinct getting hit by a virus?
Oh, Glenn's troubles. I didn't even know there was something else I could talk to. How about Mr. Elk? Was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. He just got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Oh, fuck. Immediately this. Free psyche locks.
Yes, Mr. Elk is like every other man in his own pile of secrets.
Let's see if we can pry some info out of her. Glenn's troubles. How about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elk was in? Sorry, sir, but we deal with more troubleshooting here. We don't deal with troubleshooting here. How'd you like to speak to customer service? What you talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Mr. Elk's troubles have something to do with this. What? Bunch of horse racing tickets. All losing ones. That many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center.
You good people are very, very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral.
What of hypocrisy I smell.
But what is the relevance of these tickets?
The victim, Mr. Glenn Elk, he had a gambling habit, didn't he?
I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time.
Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets.
Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own.
You're right. I'm not through yet. Mr. Elk's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Huh? Regardless, you could lose everything. Money, people's trust, etc. What? Gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? That's the lottery! Oh, for fuck's sakes. It's the same. Ugh. I should. Yeah, fuck. Never mind. The lottery, horse races, he bought lots of tickets and lost lots of times. And I've hurt his wallet pretty bad. Don't you think? Oh, you're sweating! Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps. No! You're right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he? $500,000. Yes, but... hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, isn't it? Even Mr. Elk won $500,000. The end. That was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elk's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. Tiger. Video Tigre. Boss of the loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. You're one to talk? Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No. I mean about Mr. Elk. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tigre? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Does Because I got proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger know each other. Do I? Glenn's calendar. Rio Tigre, aka the Tiger, is the boss of the loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met on the day of his murder. And the one taking a loan shark. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. No! It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch. I heard that he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. What if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents? I suspected he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. Program in question, was it by any chance this? Oh, I don't have it. Oh, I don't have it! Fuck! I don't have enough evidence yet. Damn it. I'll be back, Basil. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, I do have the evidence. The computer program. Gumshoe, I need you to confirm this for me. Oh fuck, I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Name scribbled on the source paper and written in the CD. That's the name of the virus, MC Bomber. What? Yeah, the virus has just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber. Can you give us any more details, please? Oh fuck. I already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. A group of criminals issued a series of demands at the head of honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they?
I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess. Now the virus has been released, huh? Yeah, it's in every computer in the public office in that city. Everyone's going nuts, hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival.
This stuff with criminals and viruses. Almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. Focus right now is on tracing the root of this virus on the black market. Can someone put this virus up for sale? Yeah, and because this one's so powerful. We're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal. In the millions. The virus could be worth that much? Ah, I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing. And that is? You know, the lunchbox. How'd everything go? Lunchbox.
You remember the weenies?
Oh yeah, those weenies. So, how did my weenies taste when it went down the hatch? Huh?
Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what you said? Really?
Well, not exactly.
Don't worry about it, pal. Figured something would happen, so I came prepared.
Prepared?
What do you mean? I had a jumbo lunchbox.
Oh.
Do me a favor again, huh? Pal, and deliver this. It's a heavy burden, in more ways than one. Just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that.
Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these, too.
Oh no.
I really can't eat anymore.
Alright, back to Basil. We have the evidence we need now. Trabian, move, blue screen. Got you, Basil. Okay. Lunch troubles.
Glenn's troubles have something to do with horse racing. It wasn't restricted to this, it was also lottery tickets. Yes, it's hard to imagine. Deep trouble. Your problem with something more terrifying and ferocious. Furio Tigre. Evidence that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew each other. There we go, there we go, there we go. It was to pay his talents using the money. Talents? I suspect she was talking about programming. What kind of computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. Program in question, what's it by any chance? This? Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber. No! Oh, the flashing in her suit. It's speeding up because she's nervous. That's funny. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer. But had been infected with the gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, that he was working on some extra work. Something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations. You come up with these ideas. So it's safe to say that Mr. Ella was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus? Yes. It was the work of a genius. In a bad sort of way, of course, but still a genius. Something like that would probably fetch several millions of dollars on the black market. Inconceivable. Gumshoe was right there. Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd, it is marked on his calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debts. See, Bomber added to the court record, which is worth millions of dollars. We won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Losing horse racing tickets were thrown back on the floor. Here's the trash can, Nick. Kitchen. Nope, not there. Talk to Gumshoe, give him an update. Well, alrighty then. Oh, Maggie's gone. Fabian. Cinnamon Square. Tender Lender. Pop. Head bandage. The guard is all smashed up. Our repair bill. Goodbye, Tigre, to the Cadaverini family. Let's see if we can push. We can push on this level. Four of them. Oof. The bandage to run around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered from a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult. Apparently. By fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? You're in question have something to do with this.
I can either point out the repair bill. I have nothing directly. I have nothing that I can directly point to, though. Can I present? You know this? Oh, I can ask her about her grandfather. Hey there, Violetta. Let's do something stupid. What do you know about this? This man is your grandfather, right?
Carrying a picture like that around with you. You should watch your back.
Thanks for the advice.
Family is always watching me. In the shadows.
Family?
Thought I saw something suspicious under the corner of that rug. Wrong move. You might disappear forever.
This feels like Halloween. Only a whole lot more real. And a whole lot scarier, too. I don't have enough to really color on anything. Okay. Got to the bottom of that. He's not here. Criminal affairs. Where it worked. What happened when we crashed, though? I don't know what do I do next? I guess I can just throw my head at the wall with Viola. Yeah, I think she's the only one I could talk to right now. So let's try this. Bandage. Injured hips from operation. Have a fatal injury to the head, correct? Fatal injury means you're hurt badly somehow. Injury in question have something to do with this. Burrito? Well? Donuts? Huh?
Bake them myself. My donuts.
Have one. What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. Because that was a flop. I think this woman to have such a huge bandage around her head. Achievement for that. Weird, okay. Some kind of accident? I fear a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in the accident.
Let me see that. This bill has made it to Cadaverini's.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
It tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Relationship with the Cadaverinis is very strong. And this is why. I know exactly who you are. Viola Cadaverini? You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you?
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars, but someone pulled it in front of me.
You hit Furio?
It was a motorbike, or something like that. I don't remember much. Anyway, I swerved to try to avoid it, but... I took a blow to the head. Bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh! So Furio was calling in all of his debts because he desperately needed the money in order to patch up Violetta. Because of the accident he was in, because he, like, at the very least in the eyes of Bruno, he's the one who caused the accident for his granddaughter. So his mob boss is like, fucking fix it, buddy. So he called in all of his debts and was desperate to get money. So he pulled everything he had in order to get Viola the operation. Guess they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know what happened to him. He ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away.
If they'd stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? The person who committed the hit and run have been... Furio? It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tigre. I refuse to believe it.
We collided.
The motorbike and my car. But Don Tigre isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash, I can feel it. Plus, whatever locks just broke. But you must suspect it was him too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini. I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Just look at his fucking bike. Not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tigre rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? Like a hot pink, beat-to-shit scooter. And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini. You know the truth, don't you? Mr. Parable was paid by Furio Tigre. Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused the accident, haven't they?
It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tigre still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very, very, very expensive.
I'm kind of hesitant to give me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tigre told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believe him.
Really? Do you honestly believe that to be true? I know what I think. I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. Who could it be? Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruno Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? You are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini. You think Mr. Tigre would have paid the money?
$1 million.
Hey.
4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. Simple procedure.
Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big.
Said the operation cost $1 million. $1 million bucks! Grandfather ordered Don Tigre to pay $1 million in compensation. Compensation, huh?
It's an underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
Wanted to believe him. Wanted to trust what Don Tigre said. Said I had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. Wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather.
Oh, now I feel bad.
But I knew that it wasn't really true. Wow, I'm so sorry. To get the money was evil. He said it was all for me, so I helped him.
You helped him?
In what way? Here, take these.
What are these? Medical papers?
Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer. He simply couldn't refuse.
I feel super bad now.
Viola's medical papers, a $1 million bill for cranial surgery. Payment was due last year.
Wow, I feel so bad for Viola.
It's inexcusable. Huh? The two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Really? Like Howard would hurt people using either of these tactics.
Oh, yeah. Right, because Phoenix... That's right, because Phoenix was like...
Is everything alright, Nick?
Get going. After we finish our espresso.
Yeah.
I need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Variable thrown in the trash.
Bonjour. I've been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong.
Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Well, he's got nothing to say to users, fellas.
Oh, fuck.
Ah, it's chin you up.
You call it Ginny up.
Ah. Look from under the table already, Maya.
Okay, hand it over.
What?
You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. Medical papers, now.
Uh-oh. He wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you.
Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? What's sad? I'll tell you what's sad. And it ain't only her face. You think she's got power because she's Bruno's little girl. Now that's sad.
Can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court. I'm gonna expose what you did and get the $1 million. I'm gonna expose what you did to get the $1 million you used to pay this off.
You crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give to me or not. There's two of us here. Got that too.
Oui.
Mr. Armstrong?
Forgive me. Désolé. I cannot argue with him.
Oh, fuck! I just got mugged by Armstrong. That really hurt. Is that all you've got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter.
Wait!
Don't take it too hard, Phoenix, right?
That's so stupid. I shouldn't have let my card down. Those medical papers were vital evidence.
Ugh. Hold it, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Detective? You just think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Ah! Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys, get out of here. Leave this guy to me.
But...
Go, pal. And take this. You get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh?
Alright, thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick, don't leave me behind.
Fight, Gumshoe. Fight and live.
I'll get even with that guy tomorrow in court. Tender lender's going down.
Lock him up.
Steady progress, yes. Good morning, Mr. Wright. Good morning, Maggie. So, what do you think is gonna happen today, sir? Yesterday's session didn't go so well. Ended on a giant mystery. That's true. We still haven't solved a single part of it yet. You okay, Nick? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I saw that. A little flash of doubt in your eyes. No, that wasn't doubt. That was, determination. Why didn't I believe you? Nearly time, Maggie. You better get going to the defendant seat. Roger, don't let me down, Mr. Wright. I'm counting on you.
Hey, pal.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Quit stressing Maggie out. She doesn't need that.
How did you know she was stressed?
I was watching through the doorway.
Oh.
Looked like you lost the case already. Show a bit of confidence, will you, pal? Here, maybe this'll help.
Huh? Have you taken up aromatherapy too?
Not in a million years, pal. Don't tell me you don't remember this thing.
Let me think of it. It does look like... It doesn't look like one of the aromatherapy bottles.
This is a small bottle that turned up in Tribulations' kitchen a couple days ago.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at all these little bottles. Yeah, no label, it doesn't smell.
Finally got the analysis back from the lab.
So, what is it? Is it poison?
I'm afraid not, pal. It's medication.
Medication?
Yeah, for ears. Topical use only, apparently.
For ears? You mean...
Yeah, it's the medication Glenn Elg was using for his ruptured eardrum.
What was Glenn Elg's ear medicine doing in the kitchen? Sheen swiped it? What about the unidentified fingerprints? Anything on that?
Someone screwed up, so they only had time to analyze the contents of the bottle. Another hour and they might have gotten something on the prints, but...
Gonna weaken its impact as a piece of evidence.
Okay, pal. This is it. Make sure your defense is impregnable today, got it?
Today's trial. I'm gonna expose that guy for what he's done. My name isn't Phoenix Wright. Let's do this! Trial time. Fight and win. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. Defense is ready, Your Honor.
Being waiting as always, Your Honor.
Very good. We'll get this underway at once. Yesterday we heard the testimony of Mr. Victor Kudo. He was to witness the defendant putting a powder into the victim's coffee. However, the witness's testimony was plagued with a number of problems. Mark on the rim of the cup shows the victim drank with his right hand. According to the old man's testimony, he picked up with his left hand.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. Furthermore, according to the witness's account,
the victim was listening to the radio with an earpiece in his left ear. But the victim's left eardrum was ruptured, which made him effectively deaf in that ear. Amazing how many contradictions a single case can have, huh, Nick? Oh yeah, we still don't have answers for that.
Ha! Allow me to enlighten you, Your Honor. The world, you see, keeps turning. You must turn with it. You've lost me already, Mr. Kudo. Don't let the mysteries of yesterday's mystify you today.
Only losers think like that.
You gotta change with the times. That's one of my rules. of these contradictions? You know the answers to these riddles? The old guy wasn't just throwing seeds at me, throwing us off the scent. Yeah, I'll prove it. Very well, let the first witness take the stand. Oh, fuck, Armstrong. And you are?
Oh, bonjour, everyone. I am Jean Armstrong, the owner and the head chef of Le Tribulations restaurant. Enchanté.
Forgive me for asking, witness, but are you a woman?
Oh la la, monsieur. As you can see, I am a père and a perky gentleman, no?
Yeah, on the day of the incident, you were in Tribulations' kitchen. Isn't that right?
With you, monsieur. Everything feels right.
Ah. Wow, he's totally in phase. Does anything intimidate this guy? Well, your testimony, please, witness. Please tell the court what happened the day of the Tribulations.
Oui. Volontiers.
Très bien.
When it all happened, there were just 2 customers in my restaurant. I remember I was experimenting with some new art decors that day. Like having a large mirror between the tables, for example. Oui, perhaps that is what the old man was looking at. La cup, la earpiece, and the glasses. You would have seen everything in reverse, no?
A mirror.
Oui, un grand mirror. A most enormous mirror.
And suddenly the mystery disappears. Like I said, the world keeps turning, so roll with it. That would explain the coffee cup and the eardrum conundrum. And the earpiece conundrum. The mirror would have made everything appear back to front.
What the heck?
Way too early in the morning for this to be happening to me. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
What the fuck? Seriously?
They already have to deal with bullshit like this? The victim was here, Kudo was there. There's a mirror in... If there's a mirror dividing the restaurant... I have no clue.
And who were the 2 customers exactly? Oh.
Yeah, of course, the young man who died.
And the other. Not so young man.
Referring to yesterday's witness, I presume. But the other man Maggie says she saw at the table. Who told me Mr. Armstrong isn't planning to disclose his existence.
We need some hard evidence before we can bring him up, don't we?
Let's just have to try a different approach for the time being. You were experimenting with art decor. I never heard about that before today.
I'm not familiar with the language of interior design, monsieur.
Let's stay on topic. Now, why didn't you tell us about the court about this before?
But I did, just a few moments ago.
Excuse me, Mr. Armstrong. This deco you mentioned. You referring to some sort of decorature? No, Art deco. Style of design, Your Honor. Talking about interior design. Walls, ceilings, carpets, that kind of thing. Ah, yes, of course. That deco.
I was trying to achieve a more La Feminette look for my restaurant. I was planning the most bold remodeling of La Decor.
How big a mirror are we talking about here?
Whew. Something about 4 meters wide and, oui, about 2 meters high.
Let's see, 1 meter is about 1 yard.
Like glass in a frame. It's huge. I was intending to install it on the ceiling eventually.
Ceiling? Is there a mirror on the ceiling? Remember?
And no, but I decided not to go through with it in the end.
Which I do. Asking more about the mirror? Why not? If they had such a large mirror in the restaurant, someone would have noticed it. Nothing about the mirror in Mr. Kudo or Maggie Bird's testimonies.
But...
Objection!
You didn't ask, trite. You only have yourself to blame for such sloppy work. What? Mirror was delivered to Tribulations the day before the incident. Really? As Mr. Armstrong testified, he was carrying out some design changes. It turned out he didn't actually use the mirror in the end. This doesn't add up. Even if a mirror was delivered to Tribulations, it doesn't prove that it was in the restaurant on the day of the crime. Ha! You want to doubt someone, trite? Look in the mirror. The person looking back at you will be dubious enough. The witness yesterday had seen the victim reflected in a mirror. Normally, I'd expect people to know the difference between a reflection and a real object. Normally? How does normality come into this? That's lame, trite, even for you. Huh? You trying to say that if something isn't normal, it isn't possible? Is that it? Where does that leave porky-headed Laura and top-knot chick over there? And godly cool guy with a mask over here? Well, trite? Ah! Not the hair! I do not have a top-knot? Figueroa is correct. Lack of normality is no basis for discounting an argument. Yeah, logic as one's the day. A couple of earpiece and glasses. You would have seen everything in reverse, no? Everything? We've seen everything in reverse. Oi! Hey Nick, we should take a second think about what Old Man City was saying in his testimony. How do you phrase it again? He was wearing earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, to correct me if I'm wrong. Left ear without a doubt. Use the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. He saw everything described reflected in a mirror. Everything he said on the left side was actually on the right, huh? This was the problem with his testimony, I guess. Or does it? Ah. I'm not going to believe everything is fault of a mirror, bud. Maybe something in Old Man's testimony we just gotta dig deeper. Why do we start at lunchbox? What can we actually... Everything would have been well, like we have a picture of him and he wears it on his left side though. Coffee cup, the earpiece, and the HMD. Let's think back over Mr. Kudo's testimony for a second, shall we? I was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. No question, you can lock me up if I'm wrong, it was the left ear, without a doubt. So to summarize, we were told both the HMD and the earpiece were on the victim's left side. Now, if Mr. Kudo saw all of that as a reflection in the mirror, it means both the HMD and the earpiece were actually on the victim's right side. Exactement, you see, monsieur. Now that you think about it, it's not so odd, no? Unfortunately, that's where we run into a monumental contradiction with the facts. Mr. Kudo really did see everything in a mirror. Why is it the HMD is now on the wrong side of his head? Order, order! The rate is correct. Witness genuinely observed the victim reflected in a mirror. And we would expect the victim's earpiece to have been over on his right eye. Objection! How bitter. Trite, you have a taste of this bitterness. It'll calm you down in no time. Are we talking about your coffee or something completely different? You don't understand the way the witness thinks. How he thinks. You remember this, I presume. I broke the vase? Sorry. Mr. Kudo's sworn testimony? Exactly. The old man has one very grievous habit, other than throwing seeds. The more of an impression something makes, the more muddled his mind makes it. What's the most striking thing about Mr. Elk? Clearly, it's the victim's earpiece. That's my point. The old man strikes again. Mr. Elk's HMD made a big impression on the old man. I saw the earpiece and those newfangled spectacles he was wearing. Oh yes, they were both on his left ear, do you hear? His left ear. Ha. Well, Trite. Yeah. The worst. Best impression. The worst but best impression of Kudo ever.
Wow, I really thought he was old seedy for a minute there. But that was good.
Enough. Let's agree that yesterday's witness was irresponsibly rash in much of his testimony.
Adlepnik. Looks like the boil of contradiction you found. It's just a rash.
Mirror can't be beaten by a handful of seeds, nor can it lie. So, what exactly was the old man looking at? Sin, Mr. Armstrong? Go on, tell the court. We're all ears.
Oui, I can explain. Please, if you look at the plans of the restaurant. Mirror. Alors, is everyone sitting comfortably? The mirror, it was in the middle of the restaurant, dividing like 2 halves. There was only one seat from which you could have seen an image of the victim. That was a seat at the table next to the victims. That was where the old man was sitting. After the terrible incident occurred, I moved the mirror away so it would not get in the way. But naturally, I did not touch anything else.
See no problems with the explanation we've just heard? On the table next to the victims, Mr. Kudo could have seen the victim from the mirror.
What a naughty little coquet I am, confusing all the men like this.
Don't worry about it. Keep up, except for the guy breaking out in a cold sweat over there again.
Ugh, hate that guy.
So you didn't touch anything else apart from the mirror. You're quite sure about that?
Oh, and death, of course.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination, if you please.
I think I can immediately call him out on the medication, though.
Are you sure about that?
I touched nothing except Lemire.
Mr. Wright, is there something the witnesses said that doesn't match the crime scene?
Yeah, there is.
I put my finger on exactly. Ah, I'm going to catch a case of heartburn, Mr. Trite.
Oh, I had just a sink for that. No, good, mire. Frankincense.
A few drops of your coffee and voila, enjoy.
Oh, sweet breeze, you need to know this too, just to find some evidence. Pretty strange though, isn't it? I mean, nobody mentioned anything about a really large mirror. I think someone would have, but Maggie didn't, and neither did old CD.
The logical explanation is, there was no mirror inside Tribulations that day. And it's just gotta prove it somehow. I think I could call this out? Let me press just in case. Inspire me again. The mirror was here, correct? We? Really? But I know if I were you, I wouldn't have put a mirror there. It would be in the way. Objection. Look who's talking, Trite. Huh? You're obstructing my view, among other things. But, this is my seat in the courtroom. Against charm is that it gives you the impression that you're the only customer. Temporarily placing a mirror in that spot would have hardly be in the way. Unlike you, trite.
I tell you, monsieur, the mirror was there, in the middle of the restaurant.
Or that be...
Oh la la, look how you lean towards me. I was attracted to the younger boys. Maybe I should keep you in suspense a little longer.
I'm sure. Tell the court what you know at once.
I attract the older ones too, you know, handsome. I tease you too.
Ugh. I'm already seeing a very hot someone, so I'm afraid you'll be waiting for a long time. Really?
Bet she has a mocha cream skin and cappuccino perfume. Yeah, and I would tell you, there's only one seat from which you could have seen.
I can only see the victim from the particular seat.
Mais monsieur, it is obvious, no? Look at the plans, you'll understand. The victim would have been reflected in the mirror like so. If you're sitting on the table next to him, you'd have seen everything, no? That's the seat old C was sitting on the day. When the poisoning was happening. The man was sitting on the table next to the victim? That seemed kind of odd. Seemed the mirror while Mr. Kudo was calling off the police? Oui, exactement. Get out of the restaurant. Then, with a huge mirror like that all by yourself. What can I say? I know how to pick them up. I know how to pick up... What can I say? I know how to pick things up, Ansem. No. It all actually laughed at something.
I'll give him the witness's physique. I suppose that is possible. Move anything else from the crime scene, Mr. Armstrong?
It looked like the obliging type, no?
The old man was not sitting there because... Order from the kitchen. This piece of evidence contradicts with your testimony we have heard, Your Honor. Crime photo. Yes, this photo clearly shows something that theoretically should not exist. What on earth do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? Should not exist. Ha. Sounds like you're describing yourself, trite. Now then, if the defense would please clarify its statement. What is this something that should not exist in this photo? This. I think it's pretty obvious what should not be in this picture. The vase? Possible connection does that have with the witness's testimony? Your Honor, I'm telling you that there should have been no vase on this table. Because it very clearly contradicts with this piece of evidence. This is a long chain. There's one thing that was clearly demonstrated by yesterday's testimony. Mr. Kudo broke the vase that was on the table where he was sitting. And yet, as the court can see, there is an unbroken vase on the table next to the victim. Why? Because Mr. Kudo was not, in fact, sitting at the table next to the victim at all. Objection! Don't be an idiot, trite. That's impossible. That seat's the only one Kudo could have seen the victim's reflection from. Exactly. There's only one conclusion we can draw from this contradiction. There was no mirror in Tribulations that day. Your testimony, Mr. Armstrong, is an elaborate lie.
Mon Dieu!
Don't try to confuse the court, trite. Obviously, the witness cleaned up the vase. While the police were taking the time getting to the crime scene. Unfortunately, Mr. Godot, that doesn't quite work for me. Mr. Armstrong already testified to the contrary. In his own words, I did not touch anything else except the mirror. Ugh. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? I was right. There was no mirror in the restaurant that day. In light of this revelation, we turned back to the original problem. Why did the victim have an earpiece in an ear in which he couldn't hear? Ha! You only get one shot in life. No turning back. You want to claim that mirror wasn't there, trite? And this problem is all yours. How do you explain what the old man saw? If I can answer this, then I'll be that much closer to the truth. Feel it.
You going to be okay? You really solved the contradiction, Nick.
So more than just one There's more than just this one contradiction, Maya.
What do you mean?
Remember what Maggie told us? There was another man at the victim's table. And a sample CD on the victim's table. All flies in the face of Mr. Kudo's testimony. I think I know the reason why nothing in this case is adding up. Well, Mr. Wright, hear your answer. Yes, Your Honor. The reason behind all the contradiction in Mr. Kudo's testimony is simple. Kudo made a mistake. Your doctor made a mistake. The victim was a phony. I didn't mean to click that, but I guess I'm going with that now. This case is riddled with contradictions. Yet there is one very simple answer that clears them all up. And what is that? Incident Mr. Kudo witnessed and the incident the victim experienced.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I was saying. There's like two separate different times. Two completely different events.
What? Yes, the victim that Mr. Kudo saw wasn't Mr. Glenn Elg at all. It was an imposter, a phony pretending to be Mr. Elg. Obviously, unlike the victim, there was nothing wrong with the imposter's left eardrum. That's how he ended up wearing the earpiece in his left ear by mistake. Cool. Order in the court. Settle down or I'll clear the courtroom. Quiet, Gramps. Why don't you clear out of here, huh? What did you say? Trite. You saying that what Mr. Kudo saw was a setup? Yes. Somebody pretended to be Glenn Elg and acted out the whole coffee poisoning. All for the express purpose of creating a witness out of one Mr. Victor Kudo. Objection! Get real, Trite. Why would anyone want to do that? Isn't it obvious? The thing Mr. Kudo was most insistent about in his testimony was serving her brought him a Javicino, and she put something in it. Let the servant go, right there in the defense chair. I remember her well. It's so hard to believe, but there's one and only one reason to show Mr. Kudo this fake poisoning. Show Maggie Bird in the act of poisoning the coffee. Objection! You insinuating the waitress in the old man's story was a fake as well? It's true that there were no other customers in the restaurant at the time, but it's also true that the chef was there. He would have noticed what was happening. That's right. Well, witness, if your restaurant really was seen of such theatrics, you would have known about it, correct?
Oh la la, this is most difficult for me.
No, it's quite simple. All you have to do is testify. You are under oath, after all. Was there, in fact, a phony at Tribulations that day? Defense demands that Mr. Armstrong tell the whole truth about what happened. Defense's request for additional testimony is accepted. You will accurately explain in detail the events of that restaurant that day. Oui. In the restaurant. La victime, Monsieur Elg. He came to my restaurant alone. I remember a little old man arrived not long after him. There were no other customers. When he got word he won the lottery, Elg became very excited. It was approximately 5 minutes later that the poisoning incident occurred. No, so there was no time for a phony to do the acting. Just so we're clear, no mirror in the restaurant after all. Pardon. Forgive me, Your Honor. I lied because I wanted this mess to be cleared up quickly. You've just done is committed perjury, Mr. Armstrong. I will decide how to punish you later.
Oui.
Now we will hear your cross-examination. Mr. Wright, if you please. I think that perjury charge a bit too well. I'm guessing he'll be in more serious trouble after the cross-examination. In the restaurant. Was he alone at his table as well?
No, oui.
I saw him from the kitchen. With the defendant, Mr. Bird, remember it differently. He swears that there was another man at the victim's table. Objection! Ah. Fortunately for you, Trite. Yesterday's witness also testified that the victim was alone. You know, seeing you squirm like this reminds me of a certain coffee's bittersweet bite. What kind of coffee has he been drinking?
What coffee? It's love. Love that's bittersweet.
You might say that makes you seem wise all of a sudden. Old man, you mean Victor Kudo, correct?
Oui, he comes often for my special coffee.
I drank your coffee once, Mr. Armstrong. It's special, I'll give you that. Worth a sip just for the experience.
Oh, you make me so happy, monsieur. You're most welcome anytime.
It was worth one sip, and nothing more. Old Mr. Kudo arrived at the restaurant around the same time as the victim. Maybe we should ask more about his arrival in more detail. Out of curiosity, what time was it when Mr. Kudo arrived?
Oh no, I cannot remember, monsieur.
I believe we were told by the witness yesterday. Ah. Time was reported at 2:25 p.m. by that scary old man, sir. Is that perhaps jogging memory, witness?
The incident happened about 20 minutes after he arrived. So the victim must have arrived between 2 p.m. and 2:10 p.m., no?
After 2, huh?
Thank you for helping jogging my memory, monsieur. You're wonderful.
Ha ha ha. I can't sit here all the time and do nothing now, can I? Time of the day will be added to the witness's testimony. We must see, Judge. Everything I do it for you. I say bien. It's French, isn't it? Ah. At least one person is in a good mood.
He's even humming a song to himself.
Absolutely sure about the time? I think it really odd. I'm sure it was just after 2, oui. At that time I stopped serving the lunch menu. Right. It was break for lunch when the restaurants were serving their specials. Known to wind up a case early just to make it on time.
You should never get between a hungry judge and his lunch.
Oh, look at that. It's almost lunchtime already. Witness, get on with your testimony, please. No, the customers... The customer were Mr. Kudo and the victim?
Objection!
How many times do you need to ask the same thing, Trite? Never catch me drinking the same blend twice? Huh? Trying to establish the presence of a phony victim at the restaurant. Wasting your time. Can't grind birdseed to make coffee. Catch my drift. There's a hole in testimony somewhere, I'm sure of it. I've already got it. I'm just pressing because I feel like it. We got word that you won the lottery, Mr. Lottery Mo. Mr. Elk. See him? No, I was in the kitchen, but I heard him. Remember him shouting, yes, $500,000. Presumably the defendant heard that too, then, correct?
Maggie? You look like a poor little frightened dove.
Well, Mr. Kudo.
Old man choked on some birdseed that got stuck in his throat.
Seems we now have yet another incident on our hands. What were you doing at that point? Finding customers. You must have had a hard time. You must have had time to kill.
I am a multi-talented woman, monsieur.
Sorry? What do you mean?
There is la renowned chef, Jean Armstrong, and la tragic poet, Clarice Armstrong.
Clarice?
Oui, I was writing a poem, an angry tale of a chef and $500,000 in debt, looking for a man who won $500,000 on the lottery. It's called Pourquoi? It means why. Perhaps I could recite it for la court.
Please don't. You mean you contacted the police as soon as the incident occurred?
I asked the old man to call from the payphone.
Your own argument, Trite. The purpose of this phony victim's performance was so the old man would see it. In other words, once the incident occurred, his opportunity would completely disappear.
Indeed. Yeah, it seems like the shadow of death has been lifted, n'est-ce pas? Yes, Mr. Armstrong is connected to this case, huh?
Absolutely. Somebody was impersonating Mr. Elk, and I refuse to believe he was oblivious. He's there the whole time, after all. But if you're right, wouldn't Maggie have noticed too? Still unconscious when the incident occurred, remember? Ah, I mean that's when the phony staged his act? For sure, once we found a hole in his testimony. Yeah, no, the radio show happens at 1:30. I'm afraid I've finally got you, Mr. Armstrong. Quoi? Well, what do you mean? At the time in question, the victim was listening to the radio with his earpiece. The show he was listening to was Millionaire Radio. Each week, they announced the winning numbers of the $500,000 lottery ticket. Oui, that must be the show Monsieur Ellick was listening to. Can't see any problems with the testimony, Mr. Wright. I wonder. The victim arrived at your restaurant after 2 p.m., correct? Oui, oui. I'm sure of it. I remember it perfectly now. No, it was that time because I had just finished serving the lunch menu. Get to the point, Wright. You have one. That show is broadcast live at 1:30 p.m. And it claims to be the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life. On the air at 1:30. Now, supposedly, the victim made some noise when it was announced that he had won. And yet, I don't believe his cry of joy could have occurred after 2 p.m. As the show had already finished more than 30 minutes earlier by that point in time. No! This victim we've been told about has done nothing but the impossible. Listening to the radio with a ruptured eardrum, catching a show that was already over. There's only one conclusion that can be drawn from these facts. This victim was an imposter acting out poisoning 30 minutes after the real murder. Yes, there were 2 Glenn Elgs in Tribulations that day. Real Glenn Elg, now dead, having been poisoned by the real killer. And the phony Glenn Elg acting out the events for Mr. Kudo to witness. It certainly seems that way. I mean, if it wasn't the case, how could you explain the time discrepancy? What a performance, Trite. You're almost on a roll. But sadly, you lack a rock-hard foundation of rhythm to build your song. What is this, Music Theory 101? Let's recap. According to your imaginative theory, it's now just after 2 p.m. Phony Elg is performing a play for the benefit of Mr. Kudo. How do you explain, then, where the real Mr. Glenn Elg is? I don't believe I have to spell it out for the court. However, at the time, the real Glenn Elg was already dead. That's certainly the obvious conclusion. Thank you, Trite. That's exactly what I was hoping you would say. Well, what? Now, I presume you can prove this theory of yours. You can explain where the missing corpse went to. The missing corpse. According to the old man's testimony, there was only one other customer there. That customer was the phony Glenn Elg. And where did the killer hide the body of the real victim? Yeah. Prosecution has a valid point, Mr. Wright. Your theory is to stand up to examination by the court. Must provide us with proof by answering the prosecution's question. Where did the killer hide the body? Yes, Your Honor. No conjecture, Trite. Let's hear some facts for once. Show the court a piece of evidence that proves where the body was hidden. Evidence? With the intense pressure here all of a sudden. Couldn't have hit it under... Yeah, I got nothing. I had him with that contradiction. He turned it all around and backed me into a corner instead. Well, Mr. Wright, we're now here at the defense's theory and evidence. First, where was the body of the real Glenn Elg concealed? It couldn't have been inside Tribulations. Maggie was there. Outside Tribulations? Either inside Tribulations in the kitchen. Was it in the kitchen? I think it might have been in the kitchen. It would have been too dangerous to take the body outside. Yeah, obviously, the body must have been hidden somewhere inside inside Tribulations. Interesting. Where could a body have been hidden inside a restaurant? Perhaps you would care to show the court on these plans, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The location where the body was concealed inside Tribulations is... had to have been the kitchen. Body was hidden here. See. Nice supposition. Real question is, can you back it up? Here's the evidence that proves the body was hidden in the location. It was the bottle. Mr. Armstrong, you recognize this bottle? No. I've never seen such ugly bottle in my life. I only use the very best bottles, monsieur. The highest quality only for me. Where was that bottle found, Mr. Wright? Interestingly enough, Your Honor, it was found in the kitchen of Tribulations. Eh? Quoi? But I only ever use these bottles for my aromatherapy oils. This bottle doesn't contain aromatherapy oil, Mr. Armstrong. No, it contains a medication. What kind of medication? Which everyone remembers, don't they? That Mr. Elg visited in otolaryngological Stream. I need to reset my internet. Okay, it looks like it's back up now. Perfect. You did a fine job pretending to defend my client, Maggie Bird, however. You were setting her up to take the fall behind the poor girl's back. No! Order! This is an extraordinary development. Witness, did you murder Mr. Glenn Elk? Never! I could not do such a horrible thing. No! Mr. Cadeau! Bitterness. Every time I get lied to, I always down a mug of coffee. That's one of my rules. The slightest idea how many cups you've had by now? I'd like to do the same to the person who lied to me. I'd like to take them down with my empty cup. Listen up, chef. How about a brand new flavor in your ear, my H-deficient friend? You're the man, pardon. Please, you must hear me out. It's a trap, listen to me. Por favor. Yo hablo español, Mr. Armstrong, and por favor is Spanish. I'm only gonna ask you once, did you do it? No, absolutely no. It's simply, Let's hear it. You got one shot, right, Gramps? Witness, the court will permit you the chance to make one final statement. You lie under oath again. Mr. Godot's coffee mug awaits you. As does my gavel. Oui, it's clear. What do they say in the movies? I got a bad feeling about this. Very well, begin your final testimony, Mr. Armstrong. Confession. It is true, I ate the body in the kitchen. The man forced me to do it. I had no choice. I had to go along with him because there was a reason why I could not refuse. But I did not kill him, I swear it. You must believe me. Forced? By who? I cannot say, or it will be erased. Let's try a different question, then. When Mr. Elk died, was he really the only person at his table? As it was. There was another man. I knew it. Maggie was telling the truth. Let me cross-examine the witness now, Mr. Wright. There's one more thing I need to do. Gotta break this guy. Get him to tell us the name of the real killer. You carry the body here by yourself? Oui. I carried him. And I carried Maggie too. Maggie too? When she saw the victim collapse, she fainted. I could not leave us there. Why did you hide the bodies? The man forced me to do it, I had no choice. What man? Who is he? No, I cannot say. I fear for my life. He's really scared. We'll just have to put the words in his mouth, Nick. Hey, you're right. Don't tell me, I'll tell him. Why'd you go along with this man? Reason I could not refuse. He was massively in debt. What reason would that be, Mr. Armstrong? You know, monsieur. Yes? Surely you could not expect a young maiden to talk about such an embarrassment. A maiden. A little bit old to get away with that. And a bit too male. Can't finish the cross-examination without establishing his reason. We'll just have to prove it with evidence. So you're claiming that all you did was hide the bodies, is that correct? Oui, that's right. For to believe you, Mr. Armstrong, you must tell the court everything. You must make clear the identity of the man who is ordering you to do this.
I already confessed this much. Might as well stop dancing around the real issue.
Maybe he really doesn't want to tell us who the killer is.
And talk it to him, Nick.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Probably this. Armstrong's contract. Yeah, you have a $500,000 debt, don't you? $500,000? Is that true, Mr. Armstrong?
Oui, je suis désolé. I was weak, and I borrowed the money.
This is Mr. Armstrong's Achilles heel.
That's why you couldn't refuse anything asked of you by this man.
A $500,000 loan from a black market loan shark.
And you had no way of paying it back, did you?
That's why you were forced to do anything. This man told you.
Oui, it is as you say. Mr. Armstrong. The tiger. He told me he was going to use my restaurant for a business rendezvous. On the day in question, he was meeting the victim to demand that he repay his loan. I don't know why it happened like that. I just did what he told me to. I had no choice. I carried Labati and inconscient Maggie out of the dining area and into the kitchen. After that, I tried to forget what I had seen. I think we can now safely say the man who forced your hand was Mr. Furio Tigre.
I have one further question for you, Mr. Armstrong. Poison and the lottery ticket that were found in the defendant's apron pocket. Was that your doing as well?
No, I knew nothing about that. Making it look like it was done by Maggie who had making it look like it was Maggie who had done it. I was not. It is despicable.
Mr. Godot, you'll summon this Furio Tigre as a witness. I doubt they can be arraigned today, so I will adjourn for now. Proceedings will continue tomorrow. 30 minutes. What? Trial will go on. I'll see to it myself. I need half an hour to get that guy on the stand. Not a minute more. How the... Don't sit back and relax yet, trite. No one knows if that chef is really telling the truth or not. This trial could still go either way. Very well. Request is granted, Mr. Godot. We'll resume once Mr. Tigre is ready to take the stand. Till then, we're adjourned for 30-minute recess.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo.
Save. Are they really gonna make fucking Tigray sympathetic? I kinda wanna just say fuck him.
We're finally going to see the tiger on the stand. We've almost got this case won now, Nick.
I should get a degree. Huh? I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now.
He said he was just doing what the tiger told him to do.
Mr. Godot picked up on it, remember? Pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth.
You mean you think Mr. Armstrong was lying?
I don't know. If that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. I have the feeling that we don't have the case making evidence that we're going to need. Hey, pal! Gumshoe! Detective Gumshoe!
What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end.
Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, little Miss Topknot.
It's not a top knot.
Never mind about the hair, just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I kinda get wound up. Ah! No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I can get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then.
But Nick, you still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right?
True. But some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag. We're really stuck. Did you get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? I guess the bottle we had. Maggie's prints. We're going back to the station anyway. Can you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey! That's a small bottle I gave you back this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solved the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's been gnawing at me too. Well, I'll get into Detective Gumshoe. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess.
Time to separate the phonies from the real guys.
Alright, here we go. January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Court, number 4. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job, no problem. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. He's pretty lively. Be careful, he still bites. Very well, please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Witness. Please state your name and occupation for the... Ah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. This is room for me down there, too. Oh, yeah, would you mind? What did you say to me? No, nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent into the judge? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? Ah, no, of course not. It was the judge. Your Honor! Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. That's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said who the hell was it that called me in this hole? No need to shout, we can all hear you. What do you say? No point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. Relentless snare of the law. And I'm the one who hauled you in. Shit. Too cool.
Don't let him get the better of you, Nick.
Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, masked boy. You didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie who? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. Please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix, right? You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Ugh. Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today.
Get a grip, Nick.
Tiger's alibi. I don't know nothing about no murder. I was tied up with the business in December last year. Spent all my time in the office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tenderlander every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. Ah, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Cross-examination, please. Ah! What is it, Miss? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting it like that. You know the kind of games that guy in the blues plays. That lowlife ain't no lawyer, he just punches away at stupid details till he wins. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, Smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. You're gonna borrow cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. And don't think I ain't gonna hurt you when you tangle with the tiger. Ha! Love a good spectator sport. Just a minute. That's really not it. This witness is, how can I put it, a hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. You know, on his bad side, they'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. I have no choice but to impose a penalty system here. You just better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. Court will now impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of the witness's testimony. With that in mind, as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor.
You can do it, Nick.
Come out from under the dare already, would you, Maya? Tiger's alibi. Tied up with business in December last year. Spent all my time in the office. Can I present or press? Press. Hear about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know? You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Sharp? Talking about Viola Cadaverini? It's everything in my schedule there. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says. That's where I was. Rather, a sketchy schedule. Ugh. Here goes again. What the tiger did all December isn't the issue. Important is doing on the day of the murder. Now what? Press harder. Mr. Tigre, will you use one? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. This is a dead-end trite, and you know it. Remember the rules. No, it's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. Agree. The victim was killed on December 3rd. In the office that day, too. Maybe you ain't listening. Of course I was. Never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanting to do business with me. I had never seen that young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please... Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add the last statement to your testimony. Let an animal beat you, be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. Mr. Tigre, claim you didn't know Mr. Glenn Elk. It appears that Mr. Elk knew you. What? Mr. Elk left a little note on his calendar. Meet with the tiger. And the date? December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glenn Elk. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Not bad. Users actually not bad. Sorry? I was just messing with yous. See how good yous were.
Do you hear that, Nick? These states are not bad.
That's one compliment I can't do without. One compliment I can do without. Plus he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. As will not be tolerated. You just called me a liar. Is that what you was doing? Uh-oh. You're saying that you claim to have never seen the kid before is the truth? I said I'm dead serious. You just better believe it's the truth. Ha! I'd say that gives me time. Enjoy another cup of pure black magic. It is. Will you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre? Yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? Never actually met the victim? That'd be a lie there. Right there. Time I nailed this guy. Victim, Glen Elg. I ain't no liar. Never met Glen Elg. There's some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow some cash from me. Instead of a meeting with the guy at my office, tend to lender. Waited around for him, but he ain't never showed up. I ain't never been to that Tribulations joint uses here. See. Well, seems perfectly logical. You would arrange to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. Heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? Caribbean matches. Mr. Tigre, is something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What are you talking about? You found them in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. Whoa! You've really never been to Tribulations before. What was the book of the restaurant's matches doing in your desk? You've been snooping around my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. I don't think that's true. Order, order! Well, witness? I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? Ah! Sorry, I'm terribly sorry, forgive me. I ain't no pussycat, I don't go back on what I said. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? But listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well, well. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet with Glen Elg that day. He did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribulations. Supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. Figured the place wasn't hot already. It was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cops' sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. See, didn't actually meet with him in the end. Then, well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Ha! No problem. Anytime Trey presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see that he pays a penalty. Mr. Cadeau, that's my job. Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so yous know, since yous is paying. Oh man, doesn't real law mean anything around here. Okay, the restaurant. On the door, I saw one ugly scene. An ugly scene? What do you mean? Objection. Witness has already told us, trite, which makes that question irrelevant. But I limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during a trial. That's the rule. Could limit the number of times you take a penalty, trite. Your guts will look like the inside of a chimney. Ashen. Make me burn you again, Mr. Wright. Wow. Like the scene you saw was... I mean, you saw Glenn Elg's dead body. Guess I did. I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggedy bit of cloth he called a hat. What time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Of interest, Mr. Tigre. What wind you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Square watches. The guy for real. Look, all I need to know is it was something bad was going down in that place. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? Tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So, when exactly did you pick up the matches? The matches just inside the front door. Your detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home. Or comes you. Almost enough to make a man cry. I think you can press... Open the door. Saw... Okay. He couldn't have seen it because... There's a big fuck-off partition as soon as he goes in the door. You're something of a loan-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. And no one escapes the phoenix clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, trite? New line of irrelevant questioning. These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say we're standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Fortunately for you, that is not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true! Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of the tray bin, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day, because you met with him. Objection. Wrong! You've forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was all alone at his table. But the defense has proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly is this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elk, then impersonated his victim as a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. It's very... How is it a question? Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness. Ah ha ha ha. Now that's cute. You just think you could pin this on the tiger? Maybe you just don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle. What dares you to say it again? Come on, you got the guts. You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's a defense. Go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like I must be you, old man. You've got guts given. I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, don't leave me to handle this alone. Ah, perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Kudo. Let's just go back over Jakudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no. Then we brought him to Javchina. She put something in it. No question about it. I conspicuously put some white powder in there. That was the victim. Was the victim you saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack? Ha. This is so silly. Found your pen at last, Wright? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim and the supposed Mr. Glenn Elk and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elk was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. Someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Who's this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Ooh, who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tender Lender. This is making a big mistake. You know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, I stated the following. When I took over the coffee to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. There's too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Mrs. Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when an the earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. Only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place twice, once for real and once for show. And Mr. Frio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Witness? What have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? He's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. I'm gonna think about? You just got all wrapped up nice, huh, right? You just missed out on one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met with that kid too. I couldn't have poisoned him, he was here. What? You really expect us to believe you now? You really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I'll give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Très Bien between yourself and the victim? Yeah, I loaned out cash, about $100,000. That day, we was due to have a little chat. That kid had hit his paycheck date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way for me to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. You're really lucky, you know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now, see the principal behind. Now that I see the principal amount you loaned to Mr. Elk was $50,000. Yeah, well, you've got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. The repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. If I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what is it? The waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would be over. Only cash, about $100,000. The day was having check, get his paycheck date, see? Anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. Better to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I want $500,000. You're lucky, you know, real lucky. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair, who else could I mean? If she hadn't gotten in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. She pushed a little on this. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? He was all there at one, talking about the cash. I was there about to get my $100,000 back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before the waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you'll amend your testimony to reflect what you said. Tiger's motive, huh? Have no other reason to kill the guy. No, you were about to make boatloads of money. Did I press the MC Bomber? Yeah. So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Elg. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg. I don't believe $100,000 is what you were really after. What are you getting at, trite? What else could a moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money. But money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. Computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million in the black market. Several $1 million! Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glenn Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glenn Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money. Objection! You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program? Exactly. Witness may have poor fashion sense. He is by no means an idiot, trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he could, provided that he had time. What if he had needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. You have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright? Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money? Money to the tune of $1 million. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involved a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital, where she underwent surgery. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet when the repayment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? Preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. The medical association got wind of it. A hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay. His very life depended on it. Ah! Order! 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 You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright. Indeed it did, simply because the injured one was none other than Viola Cadaverini. You say Cadaverini. Rito Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all the underworld activity in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Oh! Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire $1 million to Rito Cadaverini acquire the $1 million Rito Cadaverini demands of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glenna Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glenn Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew that. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but he can't, and neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. They resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy! He murdered Glenn Elg and made his next move. To frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glenn Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. Then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Objection! Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way a chef would have kept quiet in the dark. There's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it. But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Oh shit. We're gonna get fucking whacked in the next chapter. Sounds like we're clear courtroom. Gwahahaha. You just put on a good show, Spiky. You just want to stay alive in the loan shark business. You gotta be careful. You just saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my t-shirt. I spread my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright. Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? What was the trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Represent? Badge? What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here in this very court a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I've ever seen. Can you prove that, Grips? Prove that the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man. Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Go. Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that, not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? This isn't a matter of pride. In case you don't know, Wright, here in court, we deal with people's lives. Mr. Godot was right. Your Honor? Speaking for myself, I am absolutely convicted. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as a judge. The vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. No, fuck. If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. Circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious, for sure, but not conclusive.
But we come so far.
You say he impersonated Glenn Elg. You say he impersonated you. None of that adds up to the murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Well, Gumshoe's gonna sweep in here any second with the fingerprint results. Ha! Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with a tiger, or you're gonna get mauled, you's got that? All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Ha! Looks like I won't be needing a refill. This took place in half an hour, by the way. Just one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. This witness's cross-examination is over. You're free to go, Mr. Tigre. Hold it. There we go. Roll no, sir. Gumshoe! Oh, he has a Francisco moment. That's adorable. Wait! Detective. Detective Gumshoe! Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My bad, it works. Well, here it is. My heart's counting on this, too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence. What? What? Hey, 2:48 p.m. Just quick one. Oh, it took so long, pal. I finally got the results from the lab. Results? The prince, pal, from this medicine ball.
Oh, so? You know who the prince belonged to now?
I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So, tell us. You're the tigers, right? I knew it.
Yeah. You bet. Clear crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tiger's paw prints, alright?
That's great, we've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? Why, they said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. It's kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? We need to produce at the stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that Tiger put poison in Glenn Elk's coffee. He already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle really doesn't make any difference now. Knew it. Great, no matter how hard I try, I never have any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Nagi. I've been working on some useless piece of evidence for the whole time. Alright, I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe.
Maggie!
You've been working on something for me?
Sorry I let you down, Maggie. No, you didn't. No, you didn't do it. I'm a detective. I'm supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm real sorry. I'll get out of your hair now.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone.
Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Oh my god, it's so stuffy in here now.
Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence.
There's some way I could use it. What are you, dumb? If Furio's prints are on the medication bottle, clearly he had touched the medication. That means he touched the medication bottle. But it was in Glenn Elg's pocket. He used it at the restaurant and it disappeared. Thus, Furio touched the corpse, and there's no reason for him to touch the corpse other than to move it. Why would he move it? Gene Armstrong was just an accomplice. So the only other person involved in moving the body was the killer. What the fuck is this? You can't use it, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Granted your research so you compared this decisive evidence you just discovered. Yes. Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally. We can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Think, Phoenix, think. Only Gumshoe's hard work go to waste? How much more of my time are you gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. These lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of your evidence, will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you can talk us through it, Mr. Wright. I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. I'm really backed in the corner here. Maybe he thinks he's got me beat. Let his guard down a bit. Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Send the final decisive piece of evidence to the court. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victims? Your Honor? Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. You've clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone here knows what this bottle contains. Except one man. One person in this court should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on the pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you was saying? What the hell is in it anyway? Phony trial, phony lawyer, phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Do I lie? Do I say potassium cyanide? Say potassium cyanide. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Ha 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 ha. You make a good clown, you know that? What? Users ain't never gonna get the stick. This is just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like us gonna fool the tiger? Bluff? I can see it straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't a bottle with the cyanide in it. No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the tiger. He's gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Shit. Got him. At last. What? Why is everyone gone quiet? Said that bottle. Is the bottle you're referring to... Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle with the cyanide was in. The users ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you, people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. Still haven't figured it out yet. Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. You just don't know who you're messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You just think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? Sure. The last piece of evidence was phony. That's just what you deserve. A phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Ah! Ah! What the fuck? It's gonna explode! Hello? What the fuck? What's going on? Looks like a blackout. Well done, Trite. Save my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. We watch the police restrain your prey. Threw coffee at me in the dark. Good now. Mr. Wright got a tiger by his toe. If this one hollers, he won't be let go. Seriously? Yeah. Now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's been arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elf, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. The Tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Your Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. Ha! Truly frightening one. That defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. Hey, not guilty. Good for you, Maggie. That is all. Court is adjourned.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. I now feel I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the tiger.
Look, Nick. In the doorway.
Detective Gumshoe. Oh, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. But wait!
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony, then?
Huh? Oh. Well, well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See you around.
Wait up, Detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. Thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Yet Gumshoe was running around in circles.
Poor Kai. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. Clearly he needs it. Yeah, Maggie. You know, Detective Gumshoe's really been worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. When on the first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have a choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
That proves that Gumshoe really cares about her. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Here you are, a present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. You said you lost weight, and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know? Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on for a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? Aww. Aww. So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. Aww. That's so sweet. So the case of the phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Ah, that's adorable. Gumshoe. Episode 3, Recipe for the Turnabout. And brand new episode's been added. Episode 4, Turnabout Beginning. This is the last episode. Save your progress, hell yeah. The girl. Let her go. What the fuck? Get up. I'm closer. And I kill her. Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. What the fuck? What the hell did I just watch? What the fuck? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. First case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Named Terry Falls. Charged kidnapping and murder. Sentenced death penalty. Good lord. Fugitive movements. After escaping, Falls met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. It was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. Oh, we're back to Mia! Oh! I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. Alright, well, I'm sure it's very important, but I'm gonna have to call it here for today. I am sweating bullets. I need to air out my room. Very hot in here. But that was really good. I like that. I'm scared for Phoenix's life now, because he pissed off a mob boss by implicating his granddaughter in murder. So that's, ooh. Good luck, Phoenix, I guess. But, thanks for hanging out. When will we be back? I don't know, maybe tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling. But, I've got a lot of time this week, so we'll see how I'm feeling like. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to just power through this. I might start a stream early tomorrow, like super early, like... it depends how I feel. I might start a stream like super early, and then power through this case, and then next week we'll start World's End Club. We'll see how much I can do. But, yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I really like this trial. I think I liked everyone. I liked Tiger. I liked Viola. She was cute. Basil. There was a lot of really cute ones in here. We got to see Maggie again in a waitress uniform. We got to see Mia and Maya in the same uniform. We got to meet Miss Basil. and we found... and we saw Viola Cadaverini. Really cute and creepy. I quite like that. I like characters like that. Very cute. Anyway, thanks for hanging out.